no less a personality than the 001 of Abia State, Dr. Alex Otti'S. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Please be seated. Thank you, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Abia State, Engineer Ikechukwu Emeto, the Speaker, Abia State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Emmanuel Ihoma Emerowa. Permit me to use you to reach out to your brother legislators that are here, both serving and retired. Let me recognize the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Kenneth Carlo, and I would like to use him to reach out to all other government appointees, including the Director General of the Greater Aba Development Authority, who is here today, the Commissioner for Works, Engineer Don Otumchere, OT. I would like to use you to reach out to other commissioners that are here with us today. The Mayor of Aba South. Let me use you to reach out to other mayors, deputy mayors and councillors, former mayors, their former deputies, former councillors, and everyone who is connected to the local government administration, including the Local Government Service Commission Chairman, who is here. Your Royal Majesty, the Chairman of the Council of Traditional Rulers in Abia State is Dr. Linus Nto Mba Linto. Let me use you to reach out to other traditional rulers who are here. Your deputies are all here, and the Chairman of the Council of Traditional Rulers in Aba North and South. I'd like to recognize all of you, welcome you. Let me recognize the Chairman of Labour Party, and I'd like to use you to reach out to all Labour Party members, including support groups, pro groups, and all structures that are here. I'd like to say welcome to this event this evening. I'd like to recognize our Father in the Lord, the Professor Echema, the Bishop of Abia of the Catholic Church. He is here ably represented by Reverend Father Dr. Gogwa, the Education Secretary, who had just spoken to us. Thank you for your kind words. I'd like to also recognize the traders and thank you for the gift which you gave us, and I'm sure my wife will receive those gifts very soon, and you will see the outcome when you see me again, when I would have expanded by 20 or 30%. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press, Aba Mamano, Keleno, Eniba Mamano, Keleno, Mono, Zono, Rieno, Omwana. I've titled my speech Urban Renewal and the Appeal of a Resurgent Aba. Human beings have a natural desire to migrate to places where there are prospects of better rewards for their enterprise and labor. Since the beginning of time, urban centers are known for welcoming throngs of new visitors who are regularly attracted by the promise of better economic and social opportunities for themselves and their families. For more than 100 years, Aba, the central economic hub of the old eastern region, has welcomed persons of different social, cultural, and ethnic backgrounds. People come here from different parts of the world, not because of its extensive sophistication as an urban settlement, but for the opportunities it offers, the rewards it promises, and the hope it stirs in everyone walking upon its earth. Aba's uniqueness in the main is the inviting embrace it gives everyone, who comes here to either find their path in life or build on the fortunes of their forebearers. I'm sure if you look to my right, you will see a building titled or named Otti'S Mansion, 1965. What does that tell us? That this building was erected or completed in 1965, 60 years ago. So that shows you how important this town is. So to imagine that Otti'S Mansion was inaccessible for almost 20 years, and today you can drive and speed through. We will thank God for His mercies. Aba, for millions of people that have brought their kernel of fortune here, is more than just an urban location. It is a place of destiny, a land of the brave, and the truest metaphor for rebirth and renewal. The story of this city today affirms the optimism of the men and women, business people and landlords who refuse to give up on it through its long season of neglect, but rather double down on their conviction, insisting that one day everything will change, and from the ruins of yesterday, a glorious new dawn shall emerge. While many may have mocked them for their rigid faith, the transformation of the last 24 months is proof that the optimists understand this city better, having watched it survive the devastations of a civil war and many other social and economic upheavals that would have eternally wrecked several other communities. Aba survived the structural failures of the early decades of the 21st century because it is built for the tough and for all those whose faith and belief will not be shaken by life's twists and turns. The resurgence of our dearly beloved Enyimba city reaffirms an immortal truth that indeed victory comes to those who look beyond the darkness of the night to the bright lights of the rays of the sun at dawn. On this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me warmly welcome you to this all-important get-together, happening just after the successful commissioning of chains of interconnected roads that speak to our urban renewal agenda and commitment to the holistic restoration of the Aba urban corridor. The Umuode, Bakassi, Enyimba Junction to Ariaria Gate, Isuihuto Okwa roads, and 10 other stretches of roads within Aba have been fixed to generally improve the business environment, elevate our urban experience, and add to the appeal of the communities around here. Because roads do not just create paths to new opportunities, they restore ancient landmarks. I'm glad that you have come out in your numbers to be witnesses to the evolution of Aba as a strategic commercial and industrial destination. We have gathered together in celebration, not of roads, but of new airport. While we rejoice at what we have been able to accomplish in the last 2 years in the area of road infrastructure projects and the opportunities that have been created, the real accomplishment should be seen in terms of the hopes that have been restored, dreams we have revived, and the collective stories we have curated for our children and children's children. This city has traditionally been for the bravest and the modest efforts of the last 2 years would forever be etched in our history books and passed on from one generation to the next to remind the children of tomorrow that giving up is alien to our character. I would like to specially appreciate the business owners, landlords, and the residents for their patience and the massive support they gave the engineering team while they worked on the different stretches of roads within this corridor. Thank you for your understanding and commitment to the timely delivery of the projects. Thank you. I have to acknowledge that you were very effective in your role as stakeholders, and we do not take that for granted. As always, the state government will continue to carry you along in the execution of development projects, because for us, beyond just the successful execution of projects, post-delivery maintenance support is actually an integral part of our infrastructural restoration protocol, and this process has to be managed by the primary beneficiaries, and that is you. I expect you to take more than a passing interest in seeing that the roads are not vandalized through commercial activities or neglect. These are your roads, paid for by your taxes, and the resources that belong to all of us. In that regard, we all have a solemn duty to be at the forefront of removing and preventing whatever presents a threat to the service life of the roads. We must all commit to keeping the environment clean and ensuring that the drainages are not blocked by waste and foreign objects. These road projects are all the more significant because they were executed in line with our long-standing promise to deploy the resources of the land to develop all parts of the state, repair broken infrastructure, and reposition our communities to take advantage of the opportunities of the new world. Our grand vision is to make Abia a model state, and as a first step in that regard is to build a system of financial prudence, putting resources to investment that yield the best outcomes for the present and future generations. I'm glad that across the state today, especially within and around the Nimba city, significant proof exists that we are doing just that. Over the next few years, Aba will not just attract people from all over the world because of the glory of the past. This city will pull investors from within and outside Nigeria because of the unique advantages it offers. As I said recently, Aba has a distinct edge that rival cities in the region can only dream of. In addition to a large population of skilled and resourceful workforce, this city enjoys the unique advantage of sharing boundaries with major oil towns in Nigeria and nearness to functional seaports to access foreign markets and receive stocks of imported raw materials and reduce logistic costs. Beyond the traditional practice of coming to the city to find employment or set up businesses, people will henceforth come to Aba to establish firms that will serve global markets in technology, remote services, and much more. This vision will be facilitated by the gains that have been made in building an independent energy supply system and the robust investments we are making in broadband support infrastructure. These new streams of investments and progress arising therefrom will see enterprises in this city go beyond the restrictions of the brick and mortar business model to more time-relevant hybrid platforms, combining regular office spaces with a stable presence in the digital ecosystem. In the new Abia, all you would need to prosper and reach your goal is to have the courage to wake up each morning and chase your dreams. Here, there shall be no limit to what you can achieve, because the force of nature and the government will be with you. As I conclude, let me remind us that actualizing our grand vision for Aba and Abia in general will require your continuing support and partnerships through prompt and regular payment of your taxes and other statutory fees. You are also encouraged to continue to cooperate with law enforcement agents to keep our communities safe. Above all, I invite you to renew your commitment to making this city the best place to live, work, and achieve whatever you aspire to be. Lastly, let me thank the management team and members of the Greater Aba Development Authority (GADA) for their commitment to timely project execution and strong guarantee of quality. May I also congratulate the newly appointed chairman and members of the GADA board on their new assignment. We expect them to bring their extensive wealth of technical and managerial experiences to bear in the discharge of their duties. I'm happy with the immense strides GADA has made in the last 18 months of operations, and we expect things to get even better in the years ahead. GADA, as we envision it, will not just spearhead the development and expansion of modern infrastructure within the Aba urban and suburban corridors. It will play critical roles in shaping what becomes the social and cultural character of the city in the new age. Aba, as I had argued elsewhere, is unlike any other regular urban settlement. It is the heartbeat of a people, and that will pump in the oxygen to keep the system in constant motion. In the same vein, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, commendations are also due to the management team of the State Ministry of Works for their diligence and competence in managing our road infrastructure assets in different parts of the state. The giant strides that have been made in the restoration of network of roads across the state is largely due to the competence, dedication, and commitment of our people at the Ministry of Works. I want to specially thank the Honorable Commissioner and everyone who is involved in the design, execution, and supervision of our road projects, whether they are awarded to independent contractors or done through direct labor, like many of the roads we have just commissioned. Let me thank the technical teams in the various ministries, departments, and agencies for justifying our confidence in them by the quality of their outputs when we put them in charge of direct labor jobs or ask them to supervise roads awarded to independent contractors, engineers, architects, quantity surveyors, and other body of professionals working for the state government have become central to our infrastructure development agenda. And I'm proud to announce that because of their industry and high sense of professionalism, the state has been able to take on many important projects and deliver them in good time and at reasonable cost, because they share in our commitment of putting the development of Abia above personal interests. These professionals embody the spirit of the new Abia, and we cannot thank them enough for their services and hunger to contribute their skills and experience to the development of our dear state. Let me, at this point, thank the management and staff of St. Joseph's College and the primary and nursery school management for how they have received us and treated us to lavish entertainment. I listened to the speech of the secretary, Catholic secretary, and I want to commit that because we have set our foot on this ground, I understand you have a challenge with water. As soon as we leave here, the Honorable Commissioner for Power and Public Utilities will be instructed, and he will visit here in the next 48 hours to resolve your water problem. Beyond that, we will also want to partner with you to see where we can support you to continue to give the quality of education that Abia State envisions from its public schools. We want the public schools to coexist with the private schools, and we want the quality to be the same quality. We want our children to come out better than all of us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you once again for being part of this event this evening. Thank you for participating, listening, and as you leave, my prayer is that God will take you